Welcome to a small offering, a little somatic, little embodied stillness practice. The first thing that I'm going to invite you to do is to assemble or gather some nesting materials. So, nesting materials: a blanket, a cozy blanket, a yoga mat, an exercise mat, some cushions, some pillows. Just gather something so that you can lay down on the ground, on the floor. If you can lay on the earth, great. But somewhere to be able to get into the shape of resting. If you want to do this sitting, you're welcome to. If you have sort of a recliner chair, you can do it there as well. So pause the recording, gather your nesting materials, and get yourself ready. Now that you have your nesting materials, I'm going to invite you to figure out what shape you'd like to be in. To be still, it's helpful to find the supports that are there. So whether it's a chair or hopefully a floor or a couch, shape your body, organize your body so that you're as comfortable as can be. I always start with a practice I call shifting towards comfort. So we're going to begin with that. Lay down, lie down the way you want to be, and notice, am I physically comfortable, or is there anything I can do that might improve my physical comfort? This allows us to be more present because we're aligning our conscious awareness with our autonomic nervous system, with our body, promotes more refined neuroception. And make any adjustments. So if you have to pause the recording, do that. If there's a blanket you need to get, a pillow, a glass of water, a warm tea, whatever it is. Do you need to move, or do you suddenly want more light streaming on you? Did you decide, yeah, I really want to go outside and I can't? So anything externally or internally, taking a breath, laying on a different side. Sometimes we need to stretch the bottom leg or bend the bottom leg and stretch the top leg. All the things that can increase your physical comfort. Do them now. Okay, let's begin this stillness practice. So as I write, stillness is part of the continuum of movement. It is movement. There is movement happening is another way to say it. I often like to use the metaphor of a still pond, or when the ocean is really glassy. The coral reefs with all their dynamic colors, all the multicolored, or maybe they're neutral colored fish, all the creatures, the algae, everything is still there. The seaweed, it's all moving. We're like that as well. Ourselves as still human beings are biologically polyrhythmic. We're breathing, we're pulsing, heartbeat, blood moving through veins and arteries, cerebral spinal fluid. These are all pathways. They're physiological, biological aspects of our humanity. They are our bodies. They are life streams. They are literal life streams. They're the movement that keeps us moving even when we're still. So let's begin this practice. So as physically comfortable as you are in your nest or on your sofa, wherever you've decided to nest, I'm going to invite you to take a baseline of your weight. This is not how much you weigh. This is a baseline that I use often. Our weight is the physicality of our presence. We started with shifting towards comfort to increase our presence. So the way we sense into our weight is notice all the parts of your body, the points of contact between you and the floor, the ground, the earth, the chair, the mat, the sofa. Do you sense the support that's there? There's another way to say this. Is your weight resting into that support? Is your weight, is your body, your flesh, the love you are in this form, is it receptive to the support? That's how we sense into our weight. And it's an indication of how present we are physically, which of course informs how present we are on all levels, emotionally, psychologically, spiritually. We're a continuum of all that as a breathing, living, expressing body. So sense into your weight. Notice your weight. I'm going to invite you to continue sensing into weight, contact, support. This is one way to connect to stillness. Notice that you're breathing. Notice your breath. However you're breathing is perfect. You inhale, oxygenating. You exhale, offering carbon dioxide to the plant nation. The ocean nation is also part of our reciprocal exchange in breath. Just notice the rhythm of your breathing. Maybe there is a bit of a rise and fall in your chest. Maybe it's barely perceptible and you're still breathing. So welcome to your stillness. Just keep tracking your breath. Track it wherever it's comfortable for you to track it. Maybe it's outside. Maybe you want to just hear it. Maybe you sense it in your throat or flowing even deeper into your body. Maybe you just sense it around you. Sense yourself breathing. Sensing is even deeper than feeling because we're sensing our body. We feel it, we also sense it. Sense the inhale. Does your back spread and widen along the floor or the couch? Does it deepen, perhaps offering a little massage to the surface you're resting on? Perhaps the earth massages you back there. And it might just be a little sensation, a tender press or push. Letting go, exhaling. Gathering back into the shape of who you are in this moment, and then inhaling again. And just follow, track, observe, both the observed and the observer, yourself breathing. Body connected to your nest, the floor, the couch. And this is a portal into stillness, to be with our breathing. Are there tiny little sensations, whispers, little ripples, little tendrils inside of you? Are there little expansions? And sometimes there might be a big one. Just keep tracking that. Breathing practices are not accessible for everyone all the time, so I'm going to add another layer. If at any time anything that I've added or I add isn't helpful, doesn't work, please let it go and shift towards what does. What I'm going to invite you to do, you're still breathing even as we let go of observing that. Sense into your bones. Find your bones in your body. You might actually imagine you're seeing them like an inner scan. You might feel some of them, the protrusions of them, maybe your spine or maybe a hip bone or a shoulder if you're laying on your side. In many traditions, bones listen, and they do listen. They have vibratory capacities. Vibration actually travels through our bones. Right? It's part of one of the evolutionary heritages we carry from our evolutionary ancestors who live closer to the earth. They don't have such advanced hearing. Their bones. Vibration from the earth. Vibration from breath or from a belly gurgle. Right? So just settle into your bones. And finding your breath again and just inviting your breath on every inhale to perhaps lift, expand, stretch your bones, and on every exhale, let them drop. Let them sink. Let them rest. Whatever word works for you. If one does, if one of my words does not work, choose another. Inhale. They widen. They might stretch apart like an accordion opening, a fern unfolding. Exhaling, bones settling, deepening, dropping, resting. I invite you for the next several minutes, if you want to pause this, just to keep breathing. You're not doing anything with your breath. You are breathing, so you're just inviting your breath into your bones, inviting your breath to help you sense and find your bones. And the emphasis is on the exhale, letting your bones soften, drop. They're connective tissue. They're not hard and stiff. They're full of rich, life-giving, cell-creating, cell-maintaining marrow. Bones are an invitation to stillness, right? The wintry silhouettes of leafless trees. That's who our bones are. They support everything in our body like a tree supports bark and leaves and nests and flowers. So just settle into your bones. Perhaps you notice your weight shifting. Perhaps you can already sense a different relationship to your weight, to your presence. So again, while you keep doing this, inhale, exhale, settling into your bones. If you want to turn the recording off, spend some time doing this. Just sense not only your body perhaps dropping into rest or stillness, but all the tiny little movements that accompany stillness, that are stillness. Sometimes there's little crackles or pops when a bone relaxes or releases, lets go from a ligament, is no longer held by it. Connective tissue decrystallizing, opening up. Gurgling in the belly, right? A little parasympathetic activity. That's all there is to do, to be still. To find your breath, to be in your nest, to bring your breath to your bones. Resting, settling, inviting, allowing any tiny movements that you sense in your body, and they might become little movements. You might feel little pulses, actually have little tremors move through you. Have a moment where a finger lifts, right? Sometimes tiny little movements, energy moving. Might be slightly visible in your fingers, your toes, your belly, might not. The movements of stillness, the rhythms, the pulsations of stillness. And I'm going to leave you here. You can remain here as long as you want, just being with bones or following the movement that arises inside, either noticing it with your attention as sensation, or if it starts to flourish, to actually become movement. Allow your body to move. You might end up doing little stretches and squeezes and contractions, pendiculations. You might end up moving or not. Stillness is on the continuum to movement, and it can invite and invoke a different kind of movement than the busy, productivity-focused, functional movement. The ways we shape our bodies to do the things we have to do. So I hope you enjoy this practice. Once you've done it a few times, let go of the recording and just come back to your stillness. Thank you.